Wih, halo halo halo. Halo semuanya, selamat sore. Di sini udah sore. Udah jam 3. Ya, selamat siang, selamat sore. Dan ya, oke. Sebelumnya perkenalan diri lagi. Saya Kanzaki Stasia dan saya adalah seorang vtuber yang stream setelah pulang kerja untuk have fun. Jadi saya harap kalian semua bisa have fun bareng sama saya, oke? Dan ini bukan jam kerja, tapi berhubung hari ini weekend dan libur, jadi kenapa tidak? Oke, sama aja. Igzo, halo Ray. Hadir. Halo Vinel. Apa kabar kalian by the way? Bagaimana weekend kalian hari ini? Apakah menyenangkan? Karena harusnya libur dong, tidak ada kegiatan yang terlalu memberatkan dan melelahkan. Oh ya, by the way, ini avatarnya saya cuma loncat-loncat sama ini ya, merem melek, mingkem mangap doang. Karena belum di rigging, jadi cuma sebatas movement simple aja. Ya, terima kasih kepada seseorang yang telah membuatkan ininya ya. Wait. Masa sih, halo Neire. Halo Neire. Yaudahlah, kita langsung lanjut aja. Langsung mulai. Kalau nggak salah nih kita kemarin di case yang ini. Berarti kita lanjut yang ke-5. The Kew Gardens Drama. Oke, kita play case. Turu. Aduh, Turu. Enak ya Turu sih. Di sini hujan sih. Gerimis. Buat Turu beneran enak. The Kew Gardens Drama. Buset. Hari-hari makan drama. Enak ya. Wait a minute. Wait. Ini kita geser ininya sebentar. Oke. Hari-hari kenyang drama.
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
Bees.
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
Madu enak.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious
Apis
workers.
mellifera.
Anyway, Watson, I'm sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew.
Oh,
I'm helping a
ada
minister
pencuri
who's an
tanaman.
old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
For the great
However did
Sherlock
you
Holmes
guess?
to bother with the theft of plants.
Hmm.
Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Haha, I see.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
Let us go. Ya, welcome to the Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment chapter ke-5. Iya. Oh, karakternya, portretnya ada 4 ini. Untuk oh iya. Oh, berarti ini abisnya chapter 6 udah kelar dong. Wow, udah mau tamat ternyata. Di Semarang panas. Oh iya kah? Oh iya, di sana ini ya lagi tinggi juga ya. Oke. Toby.
Oh dear, Toby. I wasn't aware that you were Watson's new literary agent.
Hello, Toby. Ini teleskopnya kenapa masih ngeliat ke situ mulu nih?
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than
Okay.
remain alone here with these workers of yours.
Oke. Kita oke, langsung ke Kew Garden saja kalau begitu. Panas di sini, baru gerimis sih tadi sih, rada siangan. Habis-habis zuhur. Open deduction belum ada. Seharusnya belum ada karena belum ada apa-apa. Loh, bentar. Kenapa ini loadingnya? Oke.
Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful.
Oh,
But are
cantik.
you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. Oh, greenhouse.
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that
It's
cannot
Sunday.
wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favor for a friend. Now, to whom do I have
So
the
you're the
pleasure
one
of
in
speaking?
charge, eh?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the deputy director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
Oke.
No doors were forced?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
Oke. Jadi
Here it is.
ceritanya, oh enggak,
This is the place where the stolen
cutscene
plants were
dulu, bentar.
exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
Suaranya kayak
What
panikan
tragedy
gitu.
are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
Oh,
We're very sorry. We were not aware. The two of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh,
dear.
no.
Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house.
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the colonial collection. He suffered a heart attack, just like that, so suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
oke.
Of course, we understand.
Oke, jadi katanya beberapa hari yang lalu di sini ada pameran tanaman dan yang ini di display di sini. Terus setelah pameran itu ternyata tanamannya hilang, dicuri, dan ternyata ada juga yang tewas di sini. Dimana tadi adalah bapaknya si Albert tadi. Jadi sekarang kita lihat-lihat tempat ini dulu.
Do not touch.
Do not touch. Larangan adalah perintah. Kalau saya di situ, saya akan menyentuhnya.
The plants were here.
Tuh,
All of
dinaikin
them were
lagi.
stolen.
Do not touch. Dinaikin. Lah, oh udah nggak bisa naik lagi. Tadi kayaknya masih bisa naik. Plant list.
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
Hah, segini banyaknya? Detektif barbar. Well. Dionaya carnivorus, Carlina inebriare. Saya tidak tahu cara baca Latin, jadi mohon maaf. Lidah Jawa. Florem diabolica, Chromolaena odorata, Prunus serotina, Helium forest tepuis. Biblis, Gen Lycea violacea, Darlingtonia. Ini Darling namanya. Krakow Cacephalutus. Oke. Saya tidak tahu semua tanaman ini. Hah, ini pohon apa ini? Ininya di dalam air. Enak banget ya kayaknya kalau punya rumah ada greenhouse begini. Ini apa ini? Kalau nggak salah bisa change kamera nggak sih? Lupa. Gimana ya? Oh, bukan. Bisa change kamera nggak sih? Lupa deh. Kayak pindah ke first person gitu.
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead.
Oke, shotnya eagle vision. Footprints. Thin black tracks.
The traces are thinner in some places.
Okay.
These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here.
Jadi ada kayak footprints yang tipis dan tebel gitu. Tadi apa lagi tuh? Oh, ini di pintu.
The door was smashed at shoulder height.
Didobrak berarti ya.
This door handle is new. It was recently changed.
Didobrak kah berarti pintunya? Broken apa? Esconson.
The esconson was breached near the handle.
Iya, didobrak berarti pintunya.
The door was forced from the inside of the Colonial Collection room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection room.
Oke. Sebentar ya. Ini ada fragments. Kia Bang VTuber. Waduh, halo Zura. Dirt.
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. Soil. It should have come from a flower pot.
Jatuh ya. Iya, ada broken
Fragments
pot.
of a flower pot. It fell down here.
Udah cuma ini dong. Oh, pakai ini juga. Broken pot.
This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced.
Aha, I see. Jadi kayaknya ada tanaman yang jatuh seharusnya di sini, dan kayaknya ini pot yang jatuh di sini. Terus dia ditata ulang, tapi kayak yang penting ditaruh aja gitu. Menghilangkan evidence maybe, I don't know. Minggir. Ini kah yang bagus dong dalamnya. Ih, keren. Ini ada kaktus. Ada rafflesia dong.
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
Iya kan, ini rafflesia kan? British India. Sebentar. Saya ngebayangin India ngomong Inggris tapi logatnya British, itu gimana itu? Nah, tidak usah dibayangkan, oke. Singapore. Itu apa? Bengal. New Zealand. Calcutta itu mana? Sudan. Malacca. Ini British Honduras. Ini apa nih? The Cape Colony. Ini refleksinya bukannya Indonesia ya? Apa jangan-jangan ternyata asalnya dari ini? Australia. Kaktus, huh?
Very strange. Half of the colonial collection is absent.
Lah ya. Oke.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Iya, cuma sebelah di sini.
The
Deterjen.
smell is strong. It is a detergent.
Kenapa ada deterjen? Ini apa? Stone chip.
This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow.
Oke. Ini apa, bekas pot kah?
A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture.
Oh. Entah kesenggol atau dipukul.
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
Bisa dibuka tutup gini apakah ngaruh? Ini apa nih? Window.
These windows were perfectly cleaned. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
Oh, ternyata emang dikosongin. Dan dibersihkan. Kemana dulu nih? Kesini dulu kah? Ini ada selang. Ini apa nih?
According to this, they have light
Oh, sama
and
kayak tadi.
moist
Oke. Ini kayaknya cuma hall biasa.
dry tropics.
Dry tropics. Oh, di sini jadi tanaman tropis. Wow. Wah, cantik sih. Haha. Banyak sekali kaktus. Ih, keren banget. Saya suka nih tempat-tempat begini. Botanical garden kalau misalnya yang kayak beragam, benar-benar beragam isinya gini.
These flower pots are beautiful. They are intended to be used for exhibition purposes.
Pot-pot buat ini. Kalau dipajang gitu, ini apa nih? Ada S.
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
Ih, bagus sih dalamnya. Kaktus. Semuanya kaktus. Kesini apa ini? Penyiram, ini pupuk, fertilizer.
Dry tropics.
Oh, dia tuh merujuk ke dalam sini. Kayak tanaman-tanaman yang begitulah hidupnya di tempat-tempat kering. Ih, kenapa lari ke situ? Ini halaman belakang ya.
There is a smell of burning.
Waduh. Ada yang bakar sampah. Fireplace. Yang pastinya kita nggak bisa ngambil sesuatu kayak di
A
sini.
broom handle was half burned. A door handle? Why would anyone throw such a
Oh,
thing
yang
in
tadi.
the fire? The door handle to the colonial collection and that of the fireplace are made of the same material.
Oh, gagang pintu yang sama.
The remains of a picture frame.
Gas mask.
A protective mask.
Masker ini kah? Masker buat racun gitu.
Someone set it alight, but it did not burn.
Dia tidak terbakar, oke. Oh, ada
The
ini dong.
plants were set alight fairly recently. Some have not completely burned.
Ada tanaman apa sih ini? Yang makan laler gitu. Udah nggak ada, berarti kita pakai ini. Fireplace, broken pot. Oh, ini yang tadi bukan sih, yang bagus itu.
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
Oke. Ini pemotong rumput, ini rake. Nyemplung. Nggak bisa. Ih, ini kecil. Dilompatin ngapa? Ih. Game physics. Minggir. Ini... Oh, ada petanya. Colonial Collection. Oh, ini yang tadi kita di sini. Terus tadi kita jalan ke sini ke Dry Tropics, keluar ke sini, berarti kita sekarang ada di sini.
Dry Tropics.
Ini yang tadi
Water
tempat
lily
awal.
greenhouse. Colonial ventilation system.
Berarti harusnya di ventilation system di sini. Nah, kan ada ininya.
Seed house.
Seed house.
Nursery. Farmhouse.
Farmhouse.
Director's office, cloakroom, and laboratory. Nursery. A map of Kew Gardens.
Udah kan? Udah di... Sudah menginteract semuanya kan? Oh, ini ada merah-merahnya nih, ada you are here. Saya baru baca. Tapi ini masih putih loh, kayak masih ada yang belum di examine gitu.
Reserve.
Oh, kurang sebiji itu dong. Berarti ini semuanya tempat ini ya, tempat publik. Kok ada object of interest? Oh, ini ada you are here, berarti kita di dekat sama nursery.
Dry.
Object of interest di mana? Kok ada object of interest? Ada sesuatu yang hilang kah? Di ini juga nggak ada. Oke, kita coba nanti aja. Ini bagus banget sih. Ini nursery kah? Iya, betul.
Nursery. Locked.
Oke. Seed house. Locked. Again. Wih, keren banget ini rambutnya si Sherlock. Kayak slick gitu modelnya. Ini ke bagus banget sih ini tempat kayak gini buat duduk santai gitu kan, sambil membaca buku kalau membaca buku.
Nursery.
Ini yang kekunci juga harusnya di sini. Kenapa nggak mau jalan?
Nursery. Locked.
Oke. Jalan. Ini apa ini? Locked. Ini room apa ini? Oh, yang tadi kah? Yang office itu. Oh iya, kita ajak ngobrolin dulu. Martin Hamish. Sekalian bikin karakter portrait. Myopic inexpensive glasses. Oke, jadi dia miopia. Miopia itu apa sih? Rabun jauh ya? Miopia. Satunya miopia itu apa istilahnya? Oh no, saya lupa. Kayak miopia itu rabun jauh. Kayaknya. Saya lupa. Oke, kerahnya kotor. Dia habis berkebun sepertinya. Iyap, ini hijau-hijau rumput. Tangan. Unmarried. Wow, oke, dia belum nikah. Saya juga. Gardener's hands. Oke. Dia adalah seorang tukang kebun.
Would you unlock the doors for us?
Do you expect to find the stolen plants there? I am sorry, but those rooms are private.
Oke. Semua ruangannya.
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn. the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
Heart attack.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Oh, cuma segitu doang. Oke. Belum waktunya kesaksian gitu. Ini object of interestnya apa sih? Ini you are here. Oh iya, ini berarti yang tadi office. Object of interestnya mana? Nggak ada.
Locked.
Locked. Menyiram tanaman. Ini harusnya masuk yang ke ruang tengah.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Can I help you, gentlemen? Oh, tidak. Saya ingin berbicara sedikit dengan Anda. Saya ingin bertanya mengenai berbagai hal. Albert Dunn. Di pandangannya kayak gimana gitu? Red eyes, wept recently, consumed by grief. Okay. Shaving cut. Oh, buset, dia lecet cukuran. Clean hands. Waduh, kamu tidak bekerja ya?
Do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only. I'm also studying botany at the
Oh.
University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then that is commendable.
Well, even if botany is not my strongest suit, there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Oke.
Farmhouse.
Oh, bukan. Ini farmhouse, beda lagi. Wah, bagus. Ih, bagus banget di sini. Adem suasananya. Kelapa, bukan. Ini katup apa sih ini? Oh, buat nyiram. Ih, enak banget di sini suasananya. Ini berarti ruang tengah. Menuju ke ruang tengah. Di sini tidak ada apa-apa. Oke. According, oke.
Water lily.
Water lily. Yap. Oh, tembusnya ke sini. Oke. Objektif kita apa aja tadi? Examine the place where... Lah. Ini belum selesai. Examine-nya.
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it.
Something... Blood.
Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound.
Waduh.
All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make
Asik.
sense of it all.
Imajinasi. Mereka ulang. Knock. Tapi breaking the door. Terus dia nyenggol pot. Terus kepalanya kejedot ini. Terus jatuh di pagar. Bocor palanya. Oke. Oh, bisa gini. Bentar. Wait a minute. Breaking the... Bentar. Kita urut. Breaking the door. Terus knocking over pot. Falling on fence. Door. Wah. Jadi dia dobrak pintu. Terus dia, waduh, disenggol dulu. Oke. Wah, dia jatuh. Oke. Mudah dimengerti.
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident or a murder then, I wonder?
Sebentar, jangan-jangan aha, kayaknya saya tahu. Mungkin gara-gara ini nggak sih? Ventilation grid. Mungkin ya, mungkin ada kayak semacam orang yang ngeracunin lewat sini. Terus karena dia keracunan di sini, makanya dia pusing dan lain-lain. Jadi dia pengen segera keluar, jadi dia mendobrak ini gitu. Terus karena dia udah keracunan, jadi mungkin kepalanya pusing, sudah sangat mengefek ke tubuh, jadi dia kesini terus dia nyenggol pot dan akhirnya dia jatuh tiduran di sini. Oke, rekonstruksi yang sangat ngawur. Enggak, tapi kayaknya kemungkinan besar gitu sih. Deduksi sementara berhubung di sini ada ventilation, guys. Kayak ada ventilasi. Rekonstruksi yang sangat setidaknya bisa masuk akal. Dun was trapped, ya kan? Toh. Jadi dia terperangkap di situ, kemudian dia mendobrak pintu dan begitu, betul. Emptied. Ini harusnya bisa. Jadi perform an autopsy of the death is suspicious. Why had he forced the door of the Colonial Collection Room? Why had someone cleaned and emptied the room? Was it a trap or a simple accident? Otopsi, Scotland Yard. Betul. Jadi perkiraan saya betul. Kayaknya keracunan gas. Tapi kalau dia katanya bilangnya heart attack, itu gasnya kuat banget berarti. Racun tanaman
I
sih.
asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
Montague Dunn.
It's ready for autopsy then.
Oke, kita otopsi. Kita membelah-belah. Oh, ini barang bawaan ya. Kita lihat.
This
Jam
watch is
mahal.
of great value. A beautiful feather pen of a good make.
Bulu. Club card.
A membership card for the London Crest Club.
Membership card. To Mr. F. Wayne, Director of Wayne & Sons Printing. Your posters for the great exhibition, But it is surely unnecessary to mention all of this stuff, My name alone will be sufficient. Wow, rakus sekali ya. Rakus apa? Ini posternya jangan ada staff semuanya, nama gue sendiri aja, buset. Sombong sekali ya. Ya tapi dia emang direktur sebelumnya sih. Direktur sebelumnya dari ini. Otopsi di bawah. Sudah sampai.
First of all, let us carry out an external examination.
Saya nggak tahu ini di YouTube diperbolehkan nayangin ini atau enggak, tapi ya udahlah. Ntar kalau ke take down ya sudah.
No redness, stings or bruises.
Dari mukanya. Ini palanya yang tadi.
There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse.
Sampai tengkorak ya.
The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal.
Normal, berarti dari dalam.
The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma.
Iya kan, keracunan gas ini. Left arm, normal harusnya.
Nothing suspicious here.
Di bahu harusnya ada kalau dia dobrak dong.
There are no suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination so that we can proceed with the autopsy. Now, let us examine the internal organs.
Dia otopsi sambil siul-siul gitu, buset. Santai banget. Apakah ini diperbolehkan untuk ditayangkan? Mohon maaf YouTube. Saya tidak tahu kalau bakal ada. Diambil dong.
The lungs are congested and edematous.
Apa ini maksudnya?
The lungs are congested and edematous.
Odematous. Oh, tuh kan.
The tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant.
Iya kan, keracunan gas. Udah diambil ditaruh gitu aja, buset. Oke, mohon maaf YouTube kalau ini
The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs.
diambil begitu saja.
The heart tissue shows no visible pathological signs.
Oke, jantung normal. Ini liver.
The liver is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction.
Oke, jadi dia livernya agak melebar karena dia alkoholik.
The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs.
Stomach. Lambungnya hijau
The
banget.
stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs.
Lambung emang seijo ini ya? Ini apa nih?
There is a small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death.
Wow, habis sarapan dia. Waduh, ini
The suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant
Betul.
poisoning, to be more exact.
Yep.
You mean
Yes, it is murder.
we should inform Lestrade?
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
The
Widih,
challenge, Holmes.
keren,
We
keren.
need to locate that deadly plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No, we also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No, a few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson, it is time now to open the doors.
Even
It's
those in
time
the staff
now
building.
to open the
I suppose
doors.
that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
Absolutely, I enjoy this. Gather data. Ntar ini ada deduksi lagi. Poisoning, Dunus trapped. Yes, tentu saja ini berkesinambungan. After being trapped in the colonial collection room by the killer, Montague, tadi gimana sih baca lupa, Dunn was affected by inhaling a virulent vegetal poison. Yap, seperti yang tadi saya tebak lewat ventilasi. Oke. Bisa gitu dia otopsi sambil siul-siul gitu loh. Enak banget. Lagi belah dada orang. Agak lain ini game.
Locked.
Ya udahlah. Loh, Watsonnya kemana, Watson? Kamu tidak ikut? Lah, dia nggak ikut. Data, kalau data berarti harusnya di rumah sih. Harusnya di rumah, di arsip masih kayaknya. Kayaknya. Nggak tahu deh, mari kita coba lihat. Di sini apakah ada? Nah kan. Search. Oh, tapi malah simbol ya. Oke. Oke.
Sayangku.
Oke. Sorry, ada teman saya tadi, saya mute. Institute bukan. Economic Science bukan, teknologi bukan, history bukan, medicine. Nah, botani. Oh, bukan nih, berarti harusnya bukan di botani masuknya kalau ini. Museum kah?
That is not the one I need.
Ya, go man. Nikola Tesla. Apa di newspaper? Bloody Sunday, wow. Jack the Ripper, yeah. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Kenapa Anda mempunyai koran mengenai diri Anda sendiri di sini gitu? Bent Cliff. Malaria is spread by mosquitoes.
That is not.
Ya, saya cuma penasaran. Di research kah? Chlorine, poison and toxin. Berarti nanti tadi mungkin harusnya di sini. Criminalistics, martial arts, marks and symbol. Oh ya, di sini harusnya. Let's see, harusnya di sini. London Garden Supplies. Betul. We are premium supplier for all your landscape, gardening and timber requirements. Full range supply and delivery of sand, soil, mulches, pots, and anything else you may need. Oh, dia emang kayak penyuplai untuk model-modelan pameran begini-gini ya dan lain-lain gitu.
Here it is.
Oke. Terus kita coba di sini. Divine. Kita coba di simbol Divine Syndicate. The Divine Scholastic Syndicate for Vegetation Veneration. The members of the syndicate worship Trayvon, the God King. Okay. They strive to obtain spiritual peace and release themselves from the material world, so generous donations are appreciated. Ya, model-modelan inilah ya. Model-modelan yang mempercayai sesuatu untuk ini ya. Apa namanya, menjauhkan dari hal-hal duniawi begitu modelannya.
Here it is. The Divine Syndicate is not a supplier to Kew Gardens. Besides, there is no address here.
Oh iya, betul juga. Kalau ini apa? Oh, rare plants berarti di ensiklopedia. Botani. Tadi kalau nggak salah ada ini deh.
That is not the one.
Carly Florem diabolica prunus biblis. Bentar. Ini tanaman beracun semua dong. Dainia carnivorus, Carlina inebre, Folium prunus. Iya kan? Iya, ini tanaman beracun semua ini. Oh enggak deng, only the first three can be dangerous to humans, particularly Florem diabolica, but only under very specific conditions. This plant should react to a process of aggression against which it will issue deadly spores. Oh, naruhodo. Berarti dari semua ini yang berbahaya untuk manusia itu the first three, carnivorous, terus inebriae sama Florem diabolica. Tapi untuk Florem diabolica itu hanya setelah bunga tersebut mengalami reaksi yang intinya sangat mengancam sehingga men-trigger dia untuk melepaskan spora yang beracun. Begitu.
Here it is.
Betul. Menarik. Jadi bisa jadi tanamannya adalah yang diabolika karena dia melepaskan spora dan disalurkan melalui apa namanya tadi? Ventilasi. Wow. Sangat big brain. Oke. The killers may be those who stole the exotic plants, including the deadly species from the last exhibition at Kew Gardens. Yes. Theft, and murder. Wow. Di mana tidak lain dan tidak bukan kemungkinan suspeknya adalah orang-orang di dalam Kew Garden itu.
Dear.
Hey, kamu ngapain, Watson? Kamu lagi ngintip ibu-ibu yang tadi ya? Find the plant that was used to kill. Okay. Stop building. Okay. Oh, ini Trial on the God King. Door. He splintered the door of the colonial room. He was either consumed by panic or the door had been locked. Fragment of statue. Nah, ini. Jadi the realization of the toxic process is very difficult, for it requires a particular chemical fertilizer, natural stimulation and nutrition. The caterpillars should work. Oh, kita mainan ulet kayaknya. Ini apa ini? Tuh kurang 2 orang lagi. Si ini siapa nggak tahu. Ini kemungkinan Miss White sih karena dia cewek harusnya. Nanti kita balik ke Kew Gardens lagi. Oh, jadi ini kita menguji tanamannya, kita mainan ulet ini kayaknya. Wah, kita bermain ulat. Ngeracunin ulat, kasihan banget. Oke, kita kembali. Harusnya bisa ditanyain lagi soal tadi. Waduh, banyak banget.
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
Kalau ada suara noise orang teriak-teriak itu teman saya lagi nggak jelas.
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
Montague.
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression, great pretense that he cared at all.
Okay.
He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
Jadi mungkin katanya dia kayak setiap hari Selasa gitu suka berkunjung ke sini buat kayak ngecek dan lain-lain. Terus dia tiba-tiba menghilang. Jadi setiap hari Selasa doang.
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say? He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That
And
he had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
Oke, tidak usah dijelaskan.
Mr. Hamish, can you tell us who holds the keys to the locked greenhouses?
That would be Albert, Mr. Dunn's son. Yes, Albert keeps all the keys, and one can only imagine why.
What do you mean?
Well, he was never interested in Kew Gardens before, and now all of a sudden he is trying to act as if he owns the place. I think he wants to take over the management here. He'd do better to leave that to me. He has no experience. No, none at all.
Menarik.
What is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
He's useless. I often told him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was.
Oh yes, he forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Waduh.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
Well, for example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
Waduh,
That must have been terribly humiliating.
kasihan banget.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her
Anak berbakat.
experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she
Naive.
used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
Oke.
Tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Oke. Jadi kita lanjut. Kita tanya ke si Albert. Harusnya ada di sini.
Locked.
Bukan deh. Di mana ya? Di sini, di sini. Hu ha 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 jogging. Di sini, betul. Saya mau mengenal bapak Anda.
Who is Miss Margaret White?
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses. In fact, she should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
Kolonial.
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been cleared.
Ah, at the moment I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
Oke.
I imagine that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes, I cannot say that he was a kind man, for he never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all. I have to follow his path, and I have to manage Kew Gardens. And I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
Widih. Semangat.
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the deputy director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the deputy director of Kew Gardens.
Huh?
My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed? That is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead.
Oh.
But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honour of being the garden's longest-serving employee. In fact, if we are to think logically at all, it should be me who takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a good
Jadi
relationship with
rebutan
Mr.
ini.
Hamish?
I suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens, and I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see. And how was his relationship with your father?
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself. My
Wow.
father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
Bentar, saya sambil
Tell me, have
Ngemil.
you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
ngambil poki.
No, I cannot say that I have.
Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
Oke.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Kita dapat deduksi lagi. Kita dapat beberapa kunci kecuali yang tempat staff. Fragmennya belum, ini mungkin harusnya ada di salah satu orang yang terkunci. Tadi deduksinya dapat deadly plant stolen, poisoning, Albert's ambition. Ini bukannya nyambung? Oh enggak kah? Oke, jadi ini belum nyambung, belum ada yang nyambung. Jangan, kita lewat sini aja. Misi. Berarti yang di sini nggak bisa. Ini cloakroom kan ini?
Locked.
Lah. Toto kebuka. Laboratory table. Wet bottle trace. Tiba-tiba kebuka.
There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
Gold dust. Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
But why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. Several drops of the bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint scent.
We need a good nose. Toby. Yeah, Toby. Oke. Mari kita memanggil Toby. Toby.
Come on, Toby. We have some work for you to do. Let us go to Kew Gardens.
Wih,
Oh dear.
Toby lucu. Balik lagi. Gede banget ternyata si Toby ya. Kulitnya tebal juga.
Let us take Toby to the laboratory. He will pick up the scent of this mysterious substance.
Oke.
Search, Toby. Search.
Search Toby. Ayo Toby cari. Ih, lucu. Ini kemana? Oh. Halo Pak. Bisa gigit nggak? Nggak bisa, ya udah. Diikutin lagi nih sama si Watson. Oke, berarti ke sini. Dikubur. Diumpetin. Larinya lelet banget. Oh, kira apaan? Main gali-gali aja udah.
Congratulations, Toby. Now let us see what you have found.
Iya, diumpetin.
This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. It was buried here.
Ini dalamnya emas kan?
There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle,
Nah kan?
with gold flakes. A tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.
Ulat. Dibawa ke rumah ini harusnya. Oke. Jadi kita coba lanjut investigasi dulu. Oh, ini bisa office door. Director safe. Ini suruh gimana nih? Ah, なるほど。Oh. Tuh 2, 3. Tuh 2, 3. Ini ada berapa sih? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ada 20. Kalau 20 berarti bisa urut gini kah? 2, 2. Tuh 2, 3. Terus ini juga 3. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bisa kah? Tuh 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, oke. Di sini juga. Cek. Terbuka. Wow. Apa ini dalamnya? Letter of complaint. Mr. Dunn, we must ask you for the last... Oh, ini syndicate tadi. We must ask you for the last time for the return of our dear sisters. You do not have any right to hold them imprisoned. They do not belong to you. Your so-called permissions are wholly false. You are hiding behind lies. The lie we need not elaborate that was reported in the press as the kind of June 14. Oke, kita nyari di koran nanti kayaknya. What you have done is quite abhorrent. Be very sure that we shall never abandon our family members. We trusted you and regret having done so. The Divine Syndicate. Yap. Kita nyari di arsip nanti kayaknya. Surat
I
lagi.
suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
Debt. Oh, utang. Debt of Miss Margaret White to Mr. Montague Dunn. Rental of suite or of rooms at Oxford Street. An educational scholarship at London University. Credits opened at Hamilton. Radigan House, Taylor's, and at Baird and Sons, Luxridge. Buset. Utangnya ini banget, banyak banget. Ada beasiswa pendidikan, terus sama baju, perhiasan. Wow. My dear friend, please allow me to express my disappointment upon reading your last letter. I am paying you to defend me, not to accuse me. Kew Gardens is a royal institution. We are granted the great opportunity to travel the world and to save the most extraordinarily precious and rare species of plant. Our duty is to protect such species and from those who might wish to use them for dubious purpose. This divine syndicate of whom you speak have no right to hold such precious plants. Remember the case of June 14, okay? Nanti harus nyari arsip. So I must respectfully ask you once again to notarize the permissions of these plants on behalf of Kew Gardens. The documents were sent to you on Monday. PS. See you in the Boodles on Tuesday as always. Ini apa sih? Oh, pengacara di sidang kah? Ntar, ini mejanya sih itu harusnya. Sarung tangan. Letter. My dearest Margaret, following our last conversation, I believe it might be better if you vacate your position here at Kew Gardens. As you pointed out quite bluntly, you are no longer in need of my support. You are quite able to stand up for yourself in this world, as you say. Well, I give you back your freedom and wish you nothing but good luck. They break up what? Maksudnya? Romance.
Newspapers discussing Kew Gardens.
New plant species. The Kew Garden teams are pleased to announce the successful production of a new variety of barley, teh kah? One that retains a complete resistance to the cold. They have named it the Siberian barley. Mr. Martin Hamish, the proud cultivator of the graft, will hold a press conference. Wow, ternyata si dia ini pintar ya. Apa nih tadi? Champagne.
Champagne. Montague Dunn had good taste.
Had a good taste.
French wine. A remarkable vintage.
Iya betul. Itu itulah kenapa livernya dia membengkak gitu. Bibliograph.
A photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynold Hamish.
Reynold Hamish siapa? Bapaknya si ini kah? Ini harusnya udah nggak ada yang bisa dieksplor lagi kan? Maksudnya nggak ada yang bisa diinteract.
Just be careful with the plants during...
Oke. Ini belum selesai tadi harusnya. Protective. Oh ini yang tadi nih.
Gloves, waterproof aprons, everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
Ini
It
kosong.
appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here.
Yang dibakar tadi nggak sih? Ini nggak ada celananya.
Such masks are generally worn when dealing with toxic chemicals.
Ini bukannya ruangannya si ini.
Locked.
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It
Oh,
does
ini.
not matter. We will open it.
Oh ini clock room. Dibobol dong. Banyak banget. Ya as long as it's aligned. Ini selesai harusnya. Oh yang sini. Oh digeser. Nah.
Open.
Gak dikasih kunci, oke kita bobol gitu kan. Oh Cambridge dong. Botanical section.
This student's book belongs to
Albert.
Albert.
Oh bukunya dia. Open.
A
Opennya di.
botany book.
Oh, kukira harus dibuka. Oh dia serius mempelajari ini ya. Mempelajari botani. Chemistry bottle.
Chemicals. A sufficient quantity for some serious experiments.
Wow.
A
Phono.
phonograph used for voice recording. Remarkable.
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory.
Oh. Apa nih? 245S. Oh, kita ngeplay ini ya.
And it seems clear from these multiple experiments that plants do respond to their environment and have a form of consciousness. Margaret White, February 1895. Report number 245.
Study report.
Oke. Terus yang ini.
Martin Hamish's perception of plants. The notion of communication in the plant world has long been considered marginal, yet I remain convinced that some plants do indeed transmit chemical signals in the event of attack.
A study report by Martin Hamish.
Oke. Evidence, what evidence? Kita ada mencari sesuatu yang hilang kah? Tape recording yang hilang atau gimana? Ini table for.
This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
Only this one is kept in good order, Holmes.
Meja expertnya mirip punya gue nih, tapi yang ini lebih rapi. Pesatir.
Martin Hamish's locker.
Dicek-cekin beneran locker.
Martin Hamish studied chemistry. Interesting.
Mr. General Secretary, recent event unfolding at Kew Gardens obliged me to renew my application for the management position. Okay. As I have stated already in my previous letters, I believe that no one is better suited for the post. While Mr. Montague Dunn was alive, I understood your reservation to my suggestion. Your reasons were political, and so I was happy to comply. But now the Kew Gardens lie in disorder. How can I stand by and allow it? How can I leave them in the hands of inexperienced people with no motivation? I must urge you to cast your decision as a matter of urgency so that I may devote myself entirely to the noble task ahead and free my mind from this uncertainty. Ini apa ya? Kayak buat minta naik jabatan atau?
A review on rare and exotic plants. Martin Hamish has written several pieces.
Oh, bukunya dia. Dan?
Father and I, Kew Gardens.
Oh iya kan bapaknya yang tadi. Kok sini lagi sih? Ini nih.
Albert's Locker.
Ada T-nya.
Specialist articles on shipyards and ship construction. Albert Dunn has a great passion for shipbuilding and the sea.
Tapi dia disuruh ke ini,
A
ke
rejection letter
tanaman.
from the British Royal Naval College.
Oh, Royal Navy School of NCO's Recruitment Center, London, sir. It is my regret to inform you that despite your excellent results within our entry examinations, we are unable to invite you into the Royal Navy School. Your father, Mr. Montague Dunn, has expressed his intention to entrust you to the directorship of the Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew. And it is clear that he would not release you for an entire year of naval training. Please accept all our best wishes for your future at Kew Gardens. You are very faithfully, Jim Lemerchants. Bla bla bla. Oke, jadi sebenarnya si Albert ini dia punya passion di perkapalan, tapi karena bapaknya juga dia tidak mau, dia pengen dia jadi penerus di sini, jadi dia ditolak. T-nya apa ini?
Young Albert, standing with a woman in front of London University.
Siapakah womannya? Oh, ini locker dong. Ini punya Margaret berarti. Iya kan,
Miss
Margaret.
White's locker. A draft of the letter that Miss White sent to her parents.
Dear mother and father, I'm writing this letter with reluctance to ask you for your help. My studies and my housing costs have proven to be more expensive than I had anticipated. I fear, therefore, that maybe not able to manage in the long term. I know that we had our disagreements in the past, but would you be so heartless as to allow your daughter to fail her studies due to lack of money? Oh no.
Apparently, Miss White is a capable student.
Master degree in chemistry, wow. Jewel box. Waduh, mahal.
These jewels must be worth a small fortune.
Letter. Dear Margaret, I know how your financial troubles are overwhelming you at this present time. Please let me reassure you that I could not permit you to remain in such a dilemma. I was born of a wealthy family. I would consider it an honor if you might accept my help. Your devoted servant, Albert. Oh, jadi si Albert ini ngebantu si ini ya.
A vanity purse. It is of high quality.
Si Albert kayaknya ngebantu. Letter from. Oh, we were surprised to receive your letter. How could you think to ask us for money after all of these years that have passed since you left, and without any thought of us, Wadu? You have never shared with us any detail of your success at the university, but you choose to do so now. We suppose you must be ashamed of us, for we are not from the same high class as your new friends. Yes, we are modest people, but you should learn to put your family first, as we at home have always done, and none of us ever compromised their reputation. As it appears, you have already with your employer, Mr. Dunn. No, Margaret, it is you who makes us feel ashamed. Waduh. Oh no, kasihan sekali. Kita dapat deduksi lagi. Tambah banyak. White studies, White's expulsion. Hah? Oh, oke, mau dipecat. Albert's ambition, Mr. White family. White and done. Ini nyambung gak sih harusnya? Iya kan? Jadi dia bergantung dari duitnya si ini. Terus ada clues lagi. Albert's ambition ke expulsion. Nyambung kah? Enggak. Oke. Bentar. Ada yang ini. Mr. White and Mr. Dunn had recent disagreement. Oh, ini yang tadi mau dipecat. Biology, exotic plants. Tidak ada. Oke. Masih belum. Oh no, kasihan. Jadi dia terhalang biaya tapi dia minta orang tua juga nggak dikasih. Aduh, kasihan banget. Oke, kita pindah ke ruangan. Ini bisa ditanya gak sih? Siapa tahu bisa ditanya soal bapaknya gitu. Kew Gardens, bukan.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
Dope. Photograph with father. Yoi.
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to.
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire. He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work. But Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh, yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was, he declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father. So it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
Oh.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Jadi bapaknya si Hamish ini dia semacam pelopor bareng lah sama si Dunn, tapi ternyata yang banyak ngurus-ngurusin itu cuma si ini doang, si Dunn-nya doang. Si Hamishnya doang, bapaknya doang. Jadi sini cuma ngasih duit, tapi dia kayak, oh ini gue yang punya nih gitu. Naruhodo. Ya iya, dia kayak padahal nggak kerja tapi semuanya kayak ketenaran dan lain-lain itu pengen diambil semua. Makanya sama kayak yang tadi di barang bawaan itu yang di penjara. Jadi pas yang bikin poster tuh kenapa semua staff di ini, harusnya nama gue aja udah cukup gitu. Wow. Nah, untuk itu makanya kenapa si Hamish dia kayaknya kekeh biar jadi ini. He believe, okay. Oke. Bisa jadi motifnya si Hamish itu dia kayak mungkin hidupnya dia sama bapaknya tuh kayak ya ini gara-gara si Mr. Dunn, gara-gara ya si Dunn-nya itu yang serakah gitu dan lain-lain. Jadi ya gitulah. Dia kayak deserve apa yang seharusnya dia dapat karena dikerjain bapaknya. Jadi tapi karena si Dunn masih hidup dia nggak bisa gitu. Bercabang? Nggak? Oke. Masa ada ruangannya masih ini dikunci kan tadi? Oh ini si White kah?
Look, Holmes, this charming lady must be Miss White. She's entering the seed house.
Oke, kita samperin. Huha, huha, huha. Oh ya, saya belum lihat yang ini tadi. Ventilasi. Ini buat cuci tangan. Water
A
tank.
water tank.
Tangki air. Ini jalan nggak bener. Ventilation
A
system.
ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings.
Cuma gini dong ya. Oke, kita masuk dulu ke seed house.
Open.
Open. Halo Bu. Bentar ya, sebelum ngobrol saya mau ini dulu. Jendelanya bisa diinteract. Yap, mejanya.
These leather gloves are new and of good quality. They do not appear to have been used. A book about ships. Nothing at all to do with plants.
Si Albert dong, kalau kapal-kapal gini.
Materials for college study. They belong to Albert. This place serves as Albert's office. From here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
Oh, ternyata buat itu fungsinya. Oh, ketutup sendiri tuh. Sebentar ya. Sebentar ya, Ibu. Tidak bisa diinteract lagi. Oh, ini keluar. Kalau tidak ada berarti kita ngobrol. Halo Bu.
Good day to you, miss. You have some very beautiful plants here.
Why, thank you, sir. And good day to you, too. But
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr. John Watson. This is my good friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse me, but are you Sherlock Holmes, the great detective?
Yes, I am he.
What a pleasure to see you
Yoi.
here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
Yoi, itu gue. Gue banget. Itu. Emang literally dia. Leontin. Enggak. Expensive perfume, oke. Parfum mahal. Tangannya. Oh. Jadi tangannya kayak bekas malnutrisi karena dia dari keluarga yang kurang. Hah, apalagi? Oh, ini unmarried. Ini kayak unmarried tulisannya. Yap. Wait.
Yes, a theft of plants that took place here a few days ago after their most recent exhibition.
Oh, yes, of course. I quite forgot about that.
Oh, it's quite understandable that you might forget about the theft of the plants, miss, after the tragedy that took place here.
Yes. The director was a truly good man. It is such a terrible misfortune.
Wah, langsung banyak.
Would you happen to know why part of the colonial collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
Halus
Do you
banget
work
suaranya.
here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend the same classes as the son of Mr. Montague Dunn. That is how I found my chance to work here for part of my thesis, you see. It is a great honor.
Tesis.
How well did you know Mr. Montague Dunn?
He was a master, a great leader. I saw him almost as a spiritual father.
Waduh.
He had an exceptional nature.
Oh, yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic and very nice to me. Although he could behave harshly towards his son.
Why so?
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very best for him. It made him extremely demanding. Albert, who is naturally shy, suffered because of it.
Oh, emang dia pemalu. Makanya dia ngomongnya tadi kayak grogian gitu.
The Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh, yes. Albert gave me a set of duplicate keys. He agreed I might carry out my studies without disturbing him. It is only temporary.
Thank you, miss. None of the 3 people who work at Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection was cleared. So, someone is lying. It is obvious.
Ho ho. Oh, jadi semuanya nggak tahu nih. Kenapa bisa ada yang hilang?
Locked.
Oh, nursery.
The seeds of plant species are stored here.
Oh, jadi kayak dirawat kayak sebelum dipindahkan ke habitat aslinya mungkin. Ini udah nggak ada apa-apa lagi. Oh, di sini. Bust. Oh, ini patung nih. Mr. Dunn.
It is a bust of Montague Dunn.
Dan yang tadi yang cowoknya dari sini. Nah, ini kan tuh di pala.
I am curious if the marble that we found will fit this place. Here it is.
Iya, haha, betul.
The marble fragment that we found in the colonial collection room is what they have in common.
Tapi buat apa? Oh, ruangannya bauin dong. Masih dalam. Oh, tuh kan iya dirawat dulu kayak mungkin sampai tumbuh tunas atau apa gitu.
These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery.
Atau jangan-jangan ini tanaman berbahaya yang tadi.
We can see the interior of the colonial collection room from this window.
Oh, gitu. Ini apa?
This poster is for an exhibition that Martin Hamish was directing. But it had nothing to do with Kew Gardens.
Kok bisa?
This certificate belongs to Martin Hamish. He won a horticultural competition.
Jadi si Hamish dia kayak nge-help exhibition pameran itu, tapi nggak ada hubungannya sama ini Kew Gardens. Why? Ini apa?
A thesis written by Martin Hamish.
Tesis. Tadi mana ada biru-biru? Lah, tadi di mana? Oke, lihat ada yang bisa di-highlight tadi. Oh, ini nih.
A glasses case. It is empty. This area serves as Martin Hamish's office.
Diploma.
A master's degree diploma. It belongs to Martin Hamish. An
Pintar.
award presented to Martin Hamish for Best Grower of the Year.
Widih. Teladan ya. Exhibition of rare and exotic plants, Kew Gardens. Ini bukan yang tadi ya, foto. Udah kah? Nggak ada yang bisa dia apa-apain lagi. Oh, ini window.
Locked.
Oh, ini keluar yang tadi. Udah kah? Cuma itu doang. Oh, ini butuh dialog. Ini archive. Oke, so Jun. Oh, yang tadi ini dialog. Oke, berarti kita ke Albert dulu. Ini bisa diajak ngomong nggak? Siapa tahu soal patung yang cowok tadi. Yep.
There is a bust of Montague Dunn in the nursery.
A bust? Oh, that old thing. Further proof of that outrageous ego of his.
But why in that room in particular?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
Adopt kah? Oh iya. It has always been there, tapi ada fragmen pecahan di situ.
It is strange, because I recovered a fragment of the bust inside the Colonial Collection Room.
Really? Oh, well, so I am mistaken. It ought to have been removed during the cleanup. This room is so small.
Do you know who moved it?
I have no idea. Surely Mr. Dunn requested it. Do you have any more questions like this? Because fragments of rock are not my responsibility.
Evidently. Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Evidently. Terus kita ngobrol sama ini. Iya, tadi kenapa nggak coba ngobrol sama itu dulu ya? Si Margaret.
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships, that is all.
Are you quite sure? You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
Oh, dap lagi. Tapi kamu mempunyai ini.
And yet I know that the Royal Naval College rejected your application.
Ah, you truly are as clever as they say. Yes, that's correct. And in fact, my father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Kenapa? Jangan-jangan masa dia ngebunuh bapaknya sendiri? Albert's humiliation sama ambition. Albert punya motif, oke. Ya, jelas, oke. Tapi ini masih belum bercabang. Oh, berarti kita harus balik. Balik ke rumah untuk nyari archive. 14 Juni 1889. Oke. Kita balik ke rumah. Lanjut ngemil. Masih ada Tobinya dong. Archive. Ini apa? I finally found the courage to write you a letter again. I believe my life to be ruined. I realized that one person who left me alive in return. His name we both know is Captain Jack Crocker. His love given me through Liz. Mary Brackenstall. Oh, ini dari case sebelumnya. Ho. Dia akhirnya hidup bahagia. Wow. Saya turut bahagia dengan Anda. Divine Syndicate ya. The Divine Syndicate Club, followers of the God King Throne, situated on 48 Grosvenor Street, Carleton Road, protectors of plants and more particularly trees are currently the subject of an administrative investigation. The leaders of this organization are suspected of financial malfeasance. What is that? It may be that this investigation will lead to charges of judiciary. Okay. Meanwhile, many voices have risen high against this inspection, denouncing the state. In fact, this private organization which has given as its goal to the defense and protection of nature, and which incorporates many persons of influence, including political representative of the opposition party. Jadi mungkin dia kayak ini ya, apa namanya, kayak ada keuangan yang aneh mungkin kalau saya tidak salah translate, dan bakal dibawa ke pengadilan juga.
Here it is. And here is the Divine Syndicate's address. Perfect. It is time to find out what they have against Montague Dunn.
Peta lagi dong. Secrets. Oh ya, kita coba ini dulu.
Let us determine just what we have found here. Let us pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube to perform an analysis.
Oke. Step 1. Ambil pipet. Terus di sini. Oh, dipisahin dari emasnya doang.
A colorless, water-based liquid. Quite a strong floral aroma.
Oke.
Holmes?
Diminum dong.
It has a bitter taste.
What if it's poisonous?
Did you ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
So, what do you think it is?
It is some kind of organic compound. Let us vaporize the liquid and see what happens.
Diminum dong, orang gila. Tidak telat ternyata. Ini stream saya sudah 1 jam 38 menit sih. Minta Sherlock tapi sayangnya homeless. Betul, tidak bisa Sherlock. Oh, by the way, halo Leviathan. Kita uapkan. Oh, ada bekasnya dong. Nih, gak dimatiin dulu ini.
Small colorless crystals. Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small
Spora
bottle,
kah?
please?
Of course. Here you are. Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you.
Oke. Ambil pipet dulu. Taruh di sini. Waduh, jadi merah dong.
Red sediment, just as I suspected. This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination. This mixture is probably a fertilizer. Someone was carrying out unusual experiments in the garden's laboratory. My analysis tape.
Oh, begitu. Jadi intinya ada yang melakukan sebuah eksperimen yang cukup aneh. Ya begitulah ya. Pokoknya kayak saking berbahayanya dia tuh sampai kayak naruh. Pas dia nyimpan botolnya tuh sampai dikasih bubuk-bubuk emas gitu, karena dia kan Bubuk emas itu kan kayak di penjelasannya tadi tuh dia kayak tahan dari segala macam reaksi kimia, dari berbagai macam reaksi kimia, jadi biar kayak nggak terlalu terkontaminasi atau gimana gitu tadi. Sekarang kita ke Divine Syndicate. Masih panjang nggak case-nya, nggak kayak kasus yang case sebelumnya pendek banget.
This place is beautiful, Holmes.
Oh,
Its atmosphere is remarkably soothing.
Let us find someone who could help us.
oh, ada kokoh-kokoh senam. Halo kokoh. Guru, WD, ada guru.
Good day to you, sir. My name is
I am exalting the sap
I am exalting the sun. Apa?
from the trace of elements, and moreover, from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance.
It's
Do not
balance.
disturb.
Do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
Completed is the symbiosis. Welcomed you are. To introduce myself, I am the Green Grand Mystic.
the Green Grand Mystic himself.
This is me.
This is
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
WD. Lagi bermeditasi dan energi alam. Tatus. Yang bawah ini apa nih? Fingertip. Colossus apa kapalan kah? Satunya apa nih? Chemical apa ini tulisannya? Acid burn. Oh, chemical practice. Look around.
We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say
And meditation.
the divine syndicate. Glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted to physically enter our vegetable kingdom and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it. Yes.
Your pots.
We visited Kew Gardens, and we found your symbols on their flower pots.
Coincidence, I am thinking. They would scavenge our refuse. It would not surprise me.
It
Oh,
was merely an observation.
ready. Ini apa diajak senam kah?
Green Grand Mystic, we are ready to become devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God King?
Trewan, the God King.
Our God King's name is Trewan, Green Grand Mystic.
Oh la, good.
Hola.
Good, I like you. Here is the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so much.
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course,
Raw sap, it is called. It is near the entrance.
well, we will leave you to your meditation.
Wes, meditasi. Oke, kita jalan-jalan. Pertanyaannya gitu dong. Siapa nama dewanya? Trewan. Dipukul-pukulin. Di spam. Ini ada T apa ini? Ada sesuatu yang harus dinotis. Oh, ini pintu. Bentar. Kita jalan-jalan dulu. Ada lonceng. Ah, nggak bisa dibunyiin yang ini. Cih. Ih, bagus banget ini. Akar 4 gini terus jadi buat apa? Kayak macam modelan gapura gitu. Gokil. Di sini udah mulai suruh aktifin ininya sih, mata batin. Oh, ini pot. Oh. Hoho.
A fragment of a flower pot.
Emang kelihatan ya? Oh, gini.
Fragments of a flower pot.
Udah yang diumpetin. Lah ini bukannya yang ini, yang tadi di sana, Kew Garden,
The Kew Gardens symbol.
ya kan? Tanya di situ deh ntar. Dialogue. Yap. Mau kita tanya sekarang atau ya udah kita coba masuk dulu. Ada seseorang lagi. Halo. Oh, ini dewanya. Adept.
Praise the grand tree, praise it! Osmosis and photosynthesis.
Osmosis and photosynthesis.
Osmosis and photosynthesis.
Jadi dia kayak semacam sekte penganut penyembah dewa tanaman gitu
That
apa
should
gitu.
be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of.
Mau dicoba beneran?
This is rather delicious and of an excellent quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
Iya sih. Drugs table. Ini bukan. Oh. Benefactors.
The list of plant friends and benefactors, lawyers, well-known manufacturers, political leaders.
Wow, orang-orang penting semua.
This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
Bobol lagi. Ini Sherlock Holmes nih, modelan bobol kuncinya kayak gini doang. Iya, ada suara dogo. Sini. Sini di sini harusnya. Oke, perfect. Oh, ini udah. Ini digeser dulu. Ini digeser. Oh, bisa diginiin. Ngomong dong. Oh, yang bisa digeser tuh ini doang. Berarti ini kita geser ke sini. Set. Nah, terus yang ini kita rotate. Oke, geser. Oke, nice. Terus kita putar bareng sampai ini kesambung. Oke, betul. Ruangan apa ini? Bagus banget dalamnya. Plate for opium
These
smoking.
instruments are used for smoking opium.
Buset.
A vast amount of opium.
Opium tuh apa? Kayak modelan drugs or something gitu kan. Chemistry cupboard.
This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens.
Oh, sama kayak yang tadi ya.
This cabinet is full of chemicals. They are the same as the ones we found in the laboratory at Kew Gardens.
Coincidence? Ambil ngemil lagi.
That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments.
Oh, ini ada ini dong. Ada apa? Kayak pernah lihat. Coba bikin uap terus di sini buat didinginin gitu nggak sih? Atau gimana ya? Apa lupa nama alatnya? Kayaknya dulu pernah lihat. Ini sudah tidak ada yang bisa diapa-apain. Osmosis.
Osmosis and photosynthesis.
Oh iya dong.
This must be Trewan, the divine syndicate's god.
Trewan. Ini cage. Rafflesia lagi. Ya kan?
A tropical plant, nothing of interest.
Rafflesia arnoldi. Dionia muscipula. Ini bukan yang beracun tadi ya?
Plant, nothing of interest.
Atau bukan? Cage. Oh, di sini ada cage juga. Cage with caterpillar. Wih, ada ulet. Diambil-ambilin.
Caterpillars. They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take them.
Diambilin dong uletnya. Oke. Diambilin gitu uletnya. Set. Ini sama. Adenium bonsai.
A tropical
Oh, Alisma gigantica.
A tropical.
Omphalotuflos petalius. Tanaman apa ini kalian semua? Florem diabolica, Carlina inebriae, Dionia carnivorus. Nah, ini nih 3 tanaman yang beracun
These
tadi.
3 plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them.
Waduh, uset, dibawa balik semuanya. Dapat clue lagi. Suspicious ingredients sama poisoning. Yep. Set up the alkaloid from a chemical laboratory in the caterpillars and deadly plants. Yes. Set up experiment. Kita coba ada clue lagi tadi kayaknya. Nggak ada. Di rumah dong berarti.
Watson. We can begin our experiment.
Ini tadi tanamannya diambil semua sepot-potnya. Ini analisisnya di rumah ya. Tadi apa tuh? Oh, bukan. Di rumah ya, bukan di sini. Ya, seharusnya di rumah sendiri. Kukira bisa di sini kan alatnya bagus gitu. Oke, bye-bye. Saya sudah tidak tertarik. Kita harus ngobrol lagi sama bapak. Wah, ayo lo meditasi lo, gue ganggu lo, berisik lo pakai gong. Oke. Punten suhu. Guru kok suhu. Ya. Sepuh. Do you know the Kew Gardens?
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Dop. Oh, dapot. Salah. Berarti yang bawahnya ya? Ya.
Do you have
None. Not worthy there.
Nah, harusnya yang bawah.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search. Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago. And we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Loh,
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his green fly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
gimana sih kok kayak jadi muter-muter
Well,
gini?
we will leave you to your meditation.
Kok malah jadi muter-muter gini sih? Jadi missing deadly plan sama ini bukan. Berarti ini sama ini. Oh, no, ada 2 cabang dong. The divine syndicate stole all plants from the exhibition, including the deadly species. They could have used them in order to murder Montague Dunn. Atau dia cuma ngambil deadly plants. Yang diambil kayak cuma yang deadly plants yang 3 biji itu dong. Tadi sebenarnya listnya ada apa aja sih, bentar. Catat ya. Soalnya tadi yang di situ kan salah. Yang di situ kan cuma ada ini doang kan? Cuma ada kayak exotic ya tropical plants gitu doang. Di mana tuh tadi? Ini. Ya, berarti deduksinya cuma mengarah ke ini doang. Partial theft. Harusnya ini doang. Yang atas itu tidak ada hubungannya. Oke. Task. Berarti kita harusnya di sini udah selesai dong. Urusannya tinggal kita ke Baker Street, kita eksperimen dengan ulet, kita mainan ulet lagi. Oke. Eksperimen.
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done.
Diambil beneran
I
ternyata
shall
semua
begin now.
sepot-potnya.
Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask. A carnivorous plant. A prickly plant. This is a strange and unusual plant.
Tadi kalau nggak salah ini yang Florem diabolica kan, yang ini, yang bener-bener deadly gitu. Bentar, nih suruh ngapain sih? Oh, ini. Caterpillar. Wih.
How interesting.
Oh.
What a strong and effective defensive mechanism.
Buset. Keren banget. Nembak-nembak gitu.
I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating.
Oh. Gitu. Oke, nggak ada apa-apa. Berarti dia kalau agresif. Oh, bisa di swap. Aha, ngaruh kah? Coba ini kalau
This
didiemin.
plant seems to have had no reaction.
Ya udah.
This plant seems
Ya udah, oke. Berarti aman. Terus kita cari alkaloid. Pur. Langsung nutup dong.
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
Ini.
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid.
Oke. Nutup juga.
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
Itu jadi inaktif semua ya. Kita balikin kayak tadi aja deh. Set. Nah. Terus kita coba ditusuk. Cedet.
My word. It shot a spike at me after I stabbed it with a pin.
Keren juga nih
I
tanaman.
imagined that its reaction would be ferocious if I increased the strength of my attack. My word.
Bentar.
It shot a spike at
Saya
me
jadi penasaran.
after I stabbed it with a pin.
Saya harus
I
take
imagined
note
that its reaction would
atas
be
nama tanaman
ferocious
ini.
if
Saya
I
pengen
increased the strength of my attack.
googling nanti deh. Coba. Carlina. Inebriare. Bukan. Salah. Carlina Inebriare. Oke. Terus yang kedua. Oh, dia diserang malah nutup.
It appears to have fallen inactive after being disturbed.
Oh, ini di swabnya tuh kayak berdasarkan urutan ininya kah? Berarti gini dong. Kayak ini dia kena ulet terus dimakan. Kalau ini gimana gitu mungkin ya. Mari kita stab. Ngeluarin.
It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more. I am interested in what might occur if the prickly plant should shoot at it.
Oh, naruhodo. Bentar, saya mau tadi ini terus yang ini. Sebentar, saya mau nyatet dulu. Dionaya carnivorous. Terus yang ini Florem diabolica. Oke. Saya sudah take note. Saya nanti pengen browsing. Jadi kita coba pakai ini. Terus ini kan ngebuka nih. Terus nanti ini kita kasih ulet, ini diserang, serangannya kenceng, dia ngurin durinya. Nah, terus dia keluarin sporanya deh. Cepet. Kan sporanya jadi banyak.
Toxic gas with spores. Extraordinary.
Nah, begitu.
The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
Oke, menarik. Kesini kah? 2 cabang dong. Left the plant at Kew Gardens in order to murder. Okay. Someone stole the deadly plants before the Divine Syndicate were able to. Kalau ini berarti harusnya bercabang ke sini. Harusnya udah kesimpulan dong. Nah kan, Syndicate killed Dunn. Berarti buka. Oke, kita coba ini dulu. Ini, terus ini ke sini. Oke, kita sudah dapat satu kesimpulan. Tapi kayaknya kalau bagi saya itu kesimpulannya lemah. Kalau si Divine Syndicate yang ini. Oke, terus kita balik ke Kew Gardens. Kalau menurut saya cukup lemah sih dari sektenya itu. Bentar, minum. Stay hydrated. Loh, itu kok pintunya? Oh, masih bisa ngobrol. Nanya apa lagi? Oh, ini.
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly, I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
1 jam ya?
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Oke. Halo Bert. Albert.
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious. Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
I can
Yes.
relate.
He came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
Bentar, saya tadi rada nggak ingat.
And
Jam.
Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times.
Oke.
I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh my God.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Kesaksian mereka berdua benar sih. Bentar, mungkin kalau soal jamnya saya tadi nggak terlalu ingat sih. Ini bukan. Oh, bukan. Berarti nggak ada ya dialognya. Masih nyambung tadi mereka berdua. Mari kita lihat kesaksian dari si ibu ini. Hu-ha, 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 hu-ha. Laut sini kejauhan gak sih? Oh enggak ding, bener. Halo ibu.
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can. But there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
Oke.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house.
I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Oh, certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Ini dia.
Thank you, miss.
Ininya kayak kurang ya.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
Loh. Ini ngapain? Inhaling the spores. Oh iya betul. Oh bukan ventilasi berarti. Dari tanaman ini kah? Dari urutannya sama kayak tadi. Inhaling the spores. Terus oh betul, ini satu kejadian. Inhaling the spores, terus escaping the room. Udah kah? Iya, reaksi sama kayak tadi, terus makanya itu jatuh dia di situ. Dia keracunan. Terus dia coba dobrak pintu. Karena dia tidak ada ventilasi. Berarti itu ventilasi udaranya ketutup ya? Jendelanya juga ketutup.
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
Oh, ventilasinya itu udah untuk jatuhin ulet. Iya nggak sih? Harusnya iya. Dia buat jatuhin ulet biar pas. Biar jatuhnya tuh pas timingnya ini loh. Harusnya gitu sih. Aduh, ini jauh banget lagi. Ventilasi kan di sana. Di belakang sana. Kita jadi jauh banget. Aduh, ya udahlah nggak apa-apa lah. Hu ha hu ha hu ha hu ha hu ha. Nah, harusnya tuh kita kesini tadi. Ini tadi yang ada object of interest ini apa sih?
Reserve.
Perasaan nggak ada, udah nggak ada yang bisa di ini lagi deh. Mari kita lihat.
First of all, I need to visit the Colonial Collection Room.
Oh iya iya. Oke. Gomen. Dan caranya adalah lewat ventilasi.
Water.
Aduh, tolong, ini geraknya aneh. Ventilasi kita examine.
The
Yes.
caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct.
Betul.
Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
Bentar, saya jadi ingat sesuatu deh. Jangan-jangan si Margaret lagi. Karena tadi yang dari tempat jendelanya si Margaret doang, dia kan bisa ngeliat interior di situ. Berarti dia bisa tahu dong kalau si Dan itu dia ada di dalam situ. Terus dia bisa ngejatuhin ulet gitu loh. Bisa jadi. Starter.
Before starting the engine,
Oh ya. Oke. Terus kita nyalain power. Set.
the power is on.
Kita mulai cegrek.
The engine has started. The ventilation system is working.
Nah, ini nih. Yang dari tempat ini. Aduh, salah, bentar. Jendela. Iya. Geser ke atas dikit.
From
Nah.
here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
Oh, unable. Oh, dari sini unable. Oke. Dari sini. Oh, dari dalam sini ya. Yang tadi harusnya bisa lihat. Sini. Oh, ini change kameranya pakai R ternyata. Oh, oke. Terima kasih sangat membantu. Tadi yang dari jendelanya si ini dong berarti. Nah.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
Nah tuh, si Watson aja kelihatan di situ. Tuh, kan? Duh, ini muter-muter mulu. Bentar. Malah jadi muter-muter nggak jelas. Ini tadi kan jendela yang di sini tuh. Terus kita bisa lihat Watson juga di situ. Aduh, jauh banget. Si Hamish kah? Masa si Hamish? Ih, jauh banget sih ini jalannya. Mau ke situ doang. Ini kenapa saya muter-muter lagi? Nah.
Now we need to see if we can activate the fans from Mr. Hamish's and Albert's space.
Oh, gitu. Jadi, oh ya harus dicoba. Lari-lari mulu ya. Ntar nih, kalau dari sini mejanya di mana tadi? Oh, kesini lagi. Nah, oh ini ada.
Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one.
Ini kan dari mejanya si Margaret. Terus bagaimana dengan mejanya si siapa namanya? Si Hamish. Aku penasaran. Tadi kita udah lewat sini tapi kok nggak lihat mejanya di mana deh? Oh ini. Levernya mana? Oh ini.
Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Ketibanan ulet.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
Berarti ventilation used sama deadly precision. Martin Hamish had the opportunity to stimulate. Okay. Hamish is guilty. Terus effect the arrest of Martin Hamish. Hah? Bentar, ini tapi belum conclusion kan? Arrest. Sebentar.
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
Sebentar. Yang ini panjang banget. Bentar nih, udah jam segini aja. Bentar ya, saya kayaknya AFK dulu sebentar ya, mau sholat asar. Wait a minute. Kita di sini dulu. Diinterogasi.
Locked.
Lo di mana? Ini kan bawaan sih tadi. Oh, di sini. Oh, pindah.
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
Menarik.
Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
Okay. Oh, the large greenhouse. Di sini ya.
Holmes, my
Waduh.
God!
Yes, we found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
Hah? Aduh. Kenapa dia tiba-tiba Just why? Aduh, gila sih. Semakin complicated. Wait sebentar, saya harus AFK dulu ya. Saya harus mau ini dulu, salat asar sebentar ya. Kita ini dulu. Set. Tunggu sebentar ya. Halo, oke. Saya kembali. Halo semuanya, saya kembali. Salam kenal. Oke, jadi ternyata si Hamish dia malah ditemukan. At reserve. Dia malah ditemukan gantung diri. Kayak banyak hal-hal mengerikan di case ini ya, yang kayaknya kalau ditampilin ke YouTube itu agak berbahaya kayaknya. Kayak yang tadi ada otopsi, oh di sini. Dicopot.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case. The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
Terus apa lagi? Oh, ada surat. Life has become a living hell. I find it unbearable. Dunn deserves to die, but I cannot forgive myself for having his blood upon my hands. We Hamishes seem to have always fallen victim to our circumstance, and I find myself to be no exception. I must atone, and I shall do so here and now. Farewell. Oh no. Berarti, gimana dia ngaku kalau dia ini dong, ngebunuh dong. Otsu, belum Otsu. Belum kelar saya AFK. Berarti masuk di Hamish Confession. Suffered from a club foot and tibial torsion. Ini apa ini maksudnya? Admit that to dia kan dia ngaku kan? Oh, nyambung tuh. Martin Hamish is unable to run due to tibial torsion of his club foot. Oh, jadi kakinya kayaknya bermasalah. Therefore, we should find out if he had sufficient time to lock the door of the colonial collection room and activate the final system be here. Oh, berarti dia nggak bisa sendiri dong, iya kan? Discuss with Lestrade the possible impact of new clues found on the body of Martin Hamish. Iya, betul.
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct.
Yes.
Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
The
Ngatur
map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
ini dong.
Let us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
Aduh. Pusing. Okay. Martin Hamish and Montague Dunn went to meet Albert in the Red Seat House around 9:30. Ini apa? To map. Oke. Hamish sama Montague Dunn ingin ketemu Albert di Seat House jam 9.30. Jam 9.30 berarti ini gimana? sini gitu. Oke. Terus it was around 20 minutes to 10. Berarti 9.40 when Hamish and Montague Dunn went out to the backyard. After 10 minutes, Dunn recommended his inspection and entered the tropics room. Hamish didn't. Berarti pas ke backyardnya Hamish sama ini dia ke sini. After 10 minutes dan dia ke dry tropic room. After 10 minutes, oke. Terus Hamish kembali ke seed house. Gini. Martin Hamish had a conversation with Miss White 10 o'clock. Berarti 10 o'clock dia di sini. Miss White was until 10:40. Okay. When he saw Hamish and Albert join them there. Berarti dia di sini. Hamish ran to Albert as soon as he observed that Montague 10:30 di sini. Albert was in the seed house the entire morning. Albert. Oh, he observed Hamish returning from visiting Miss White. Dia melihat Hamish kembali dari Miss White dan 10:10. Berarti Mr. Hamish berarti dia di sini juga dong. Oh ya di atas. Oke. Berarti coba kita ke map, kita play event. Bentar. Yang Hamish yang ini.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful.
Okay.
Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time.
Okay.
Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
Aduh. Bingung nih, Albert's timeline. Albert, oke. Kalau ini berarti kesimpulan dong. Enggak. Kalau ini enggak. Ini kita harus connect ke clue yang lain. White sama Hamish. Kontradiksi harusnya, ya kan? Kalau ini berarti udah kesimpulan dong. Oke, berarti kalau misalnya kita ke sini, nah, Hamish did it alone. Kalau ini kayaknya nggak bisa deh, berhubung tadi sepatunya. Kalau ini berarti dia ke Albert berarti, clue-nya. Nah kan. Sebentar, mari kita berpikir. Jadi antara si Albert ini, kalau acted alone nggak mungkin, berarti tadi yang kesimpulannya yang ini nggak bisa. Yang tadi si siapa namanya, si Hamish dia sendirian itu kayaknya nggak bisa. Emang kayak udah fix nggak bisa, soalnya karena dia ada kaget penyakit di kakinya itu. Oh, ini masih bisa. Ini masih bisa sambung. Oh, berarti dia lack of experience. Oke. Iyap. Terus kalau misalnya si White involved, terus ini enggak, sama kah? Berarti ini nyambung. Terus ini nyambungnya kemana? Masih ada, ini bisa disambung kah? Oh, ini masih bisa. Albert is not very good at botany. Is doubtful he could learn how the plants might. Iya, ini harusnya ini sih. Harusnya ini si Albert nggak bisa. Kalau misalnya dia ini, bentar. Sama aja, cuman sebentar. Gimana ya? Kalau misalkan Albert's lack of experience, tapi kalau misalnya dia kontradiksi loh, tapi masalah ini dia udah kontradiksi sama ini dong. Berarti emang bener White lack experience. Sebentar. Kalau misalnya dia sendiri, kalau misalnya kayak tadi sih kayaknya nggak mungkin sih. Terus kalau misalnya Albert, dia gimana ya? Ini nggak mungkin. Ini did it alone nggak mungkin. Berarti antara White sama Albert doang. Tapi kan udah udah di bentar, kayak clue-nya sih harusnya udah habis. Bentar, saya mau lihat ini dulu coba. Itu si Dan, terus itu si ini Margaret.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
Ntar dialog. Oh ini ya. Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10. Wah ini sih panjang banget dia loh. Kalau ini sebentar. He came here with Mr. Hamish. Okay. They stepped out to the backyard. It's perhaps 9:40. Then about 10 minutes later, aduh bingung. Martin Hamish sama ini ketemu Albert di Seed House jam 9.30. Oke. 20 menit. Maksudnya 9.40 ketika Hamish sama ini. When he saw Hamish and Albert in the water lily. Oh itu yang terakhir. Hamish ran to Albert. Albert was in the seed house the entire morning. Yang ada si Albert. Oh, dia reset lagi dong.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection. Martin Hamish was Albert, Miss Perfect, Watson.
Bentar.
Let us summarize. Martin Hamish was Perfect, Watson. Now,
bingung.
let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
Sebentar. Ini clue-nya udah habis. Tuh. Albert kah? Kalau Albert Studies ini nggak mungkin. Berarti dua-duanya nggak bisa. Kalau ini dia juga kontradiksi sama si ini dong. Hamish ini alone nggak mungkin. Tapi kalau misalnya White is not involved, itu dia 20 menit nggak cukup buat ngunci. Kayaknya nggak mungkin deh. Kalau 10 menit, berarti si White harusnya punya banyak waktu dong, iya nggak sih? Si White harusnya punya banyak waktu dong. ...20 menit. Bentar, saya pengen lihat timeline tadi deh. Bentar.
Let us summarize.
Bentar. Ini salah harusnya tadi.
Perfect, Watson.
Di stop. Udah kita lihat dari si Margaret. Nah, terus dia pukul 10 kan dia disamperin, berarti dia selesai kerja kan. Iya gak sih? Tadi yang bentar. Saya lupa Kak. Oh iya, dia masih kerja. Terus dia jam 10 disamperin kayak buat ditanyain kan. Terus habis itu jam 10 lebih 10. Ini apa sih ini? Ini 10 lebih 10. Albert was in the seed house the entire morning. Dia ngelihat si Hamis kembali dari ngunjungin ini jam 10 lebih 10. Sedangkan dia jam 10.10 tuh masih lihat. Berarti 10 menit ya. Sebentar. Dia 9.50 itu dia Hamis balik ke seed house. Terus 10 menit dia kan jam 10. Sepuluh menit kemudian bentar. Martin Hamish had a conversation with Miss White at 10 o'clock. When he saw, terus Hamish ran to the Albert. Ya, berarti jam 9.30 dia notice kalau si itu, ya karena dari jendelanya kan kelihatan. Wih, lanjut part 2. Part 2 ya? Enggak. Oh ya, karena saya break kayak. Saya kembali. Halo kembali, salam kenal. Selamat datang kembali di stream. Wait. Sebentar. Oke, kayaknya nggak mungkin. Sebentar. Nggak, si Albert nggak mungkin. Waktu kayaknya 10 menit itu terlalu singkat deh. Kalau kita asumsi mereka jalan dan bukan lari. Coba kalau misalnya setiap keluar di sini 9.40, oke. 20. Nggak, kayaknya nggak mungkin. Tiga puluh, 40, 50, 10, 20. Iya, kayak si Albert nggak mungkin. Kerja diajak jam 10 menit ngobrol, terus dia masih ini jalan set. Oke, kayaknya si Albert nggak mungkin. Nggak mungkin. Waktu terlalu singkat. 10 menit terlalu cepat. Okay.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock.
Bentar.
Perfect,
Saya pengen lihat
Watson.
konklusinya si Holmes bentar. Dia notice yang waktu unwell itu mana? Hamish ran to Albert as soon as he observed that jam 10.30 dia mulai notice. 10.30 ya.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20.
Okay.
Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful.
Okay.
Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
Enggak. Si Albert kayaknya nggak mungkin. Berarti bener. Dia sama si White. Oke. Saya lebih yakin di sini. Jadi oke. Jadi apakah ini apa namanya? Apakah ini conclusion yang benar atau enggak? Terus ya ini conclusionnya benar atau salah saya tidak tahu. Jadi ya sudah, kita ambil kesimpulannya ini. Condemn, absolve. Kita ini jadi Margaret White itu oke. Her professional ambition and personal situation had been damaged by the breakup with Dunn. Berarti very capable of carrying out an elaborate murder for monetary gain. She flirted with Dunn's son, Albert, and later pushed Martin Hamish to his suicide. Condemn kah? Ya udah, sekali-sekali kita bikin keputusan yang galak gitu. Kita condemn saja. Sekali-sekali, tidak apa-apa. Mari kita lihat apakah konklusinya benar atau salah. Sebenarnya kalau yang antara condemn atau absolve itu kayak mengaruh ke moral choice aja sih. Moral decision gitu.
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining. The deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her. Quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me. But she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
Okay.
All right. You can count on me, Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side? No! Stop!
Hah, ngapain?
I beg you not to do this,
Hah,
Miss
ngapain?
White.
Don't come any closer.
Please remain
Mau
calm.
ngeracunin diri?
We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
Oh,
No, it's too late.
oh, tangan. Wah,
Well done, Watson. She
achievement.
was not faking.
Suicide is not an
Miss
option.
White, you have no right to take your own life.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
Okay. Miss White is a dangerous woman, very capable of carrying out an elaborate murder. When she realized that she was unable to make any further monetary gain with from lupa bacanya Dunn, she advanced her affection to Albert, his son. She was the one who locked the door of the colonial collection room directly after Hamish released the catalyst and then pushed Martin. Oke, jadi kita space 1, 2, 3. Betul, nice. Oke, jadi conclusion kita betul. Ternyata si White yang ini moral choice-nya ya moral choice nggak apa-apa lah. Oke, accept decision. Yes. Ini kah? Ini kayak nggak pernah muncul gitu loh persentasenya. Sympathizing. Achieve moon. A deadly flower. Yay. A half moon walk. Ini apa? Next case.
Where are you going, Holmes?
Oke, selesai. Wow. 3 jam 15 menit. Wow. It was a long case. Ya, jadi udah selesai ya. Kali ini udah selesai. Dan iya, 3 jam 15 menit panjang. Ini case-nya panjang banget. Aduh, dari jam berapa tadi? Nggak tahu dah. Gila, panjang banget. Wow. Yeah. Ya, akhirnya kelar. Oh no. Otak saya panas. Ya sudah. Otsu ya Otsu. Terima kasih yang sudah mampir. Tadi ada Ray, ada Vinel tentu saja, ada Neiru, terus ada Zura, Leviathan, dan ya, oke. Ya sudah. Jadi sekian untuk stream pada hari ini. Dan game ini udah hampir tamat sih, tinggal satu case terakhir tadi yang A Half Moon Walk, itu chapter 6. Yaitu case terakhir dan saya nggak tahu bakal mainin kapan. Jadi ya sudah. Intinya stream kali ini udah selesai dan oke, bye-bye guys. Bye-bye. Terima kasih yang sudah nonton. Terima kasih. Sampai jumpa lagi di stream selanjutnya. Oke, thank you guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Adios.